Hi, my name is Troy Escamilla, and I'm the president of the Fright Meter Awards Organization. What I'm going to do today in this video is do a breakdown and commentary of our 2013 Best Supporting Actress nominees. This will be the first of a series of these videos that I do. And I do want to preface this video by saying that my commentary here on any of these videos will have no impact on who ends up winning each of the categories. The categories are voted on by our committee of 49 members, and they certainly, trust me, are not going to let my commentary here influence their choices. This will be the first time, I'm very excited, this will be the first year that the Fright Meter Awards are actually going to be presented. The winners will be announced live. That's going to take place at Pensacon on February 22nd in Pensacola, Florida. So I'm very excited about that because it really is just one more step in making these awards, garnering them the attention and getting them the respect that's my goal for them to have. I do want the Fright Meter Awards to be the premier award for the horror genre. So I'm very excited about all of the different developments that have happened here in just the last couple of years. I started these awards back in 2007, and since then I've been truly honored to assemble a committee that is global, 49 members that represent various aspects of the horror genre industry. We have writers, directors, bloggers, past Fright Meter Award winners on our committee. So that is something that I'm very pleased with. And you know that I really hope that these awards will transition into a very well respected and well known event, simply because I don't think there's a lot of awards out there or really recognition out there for the horror genre. I'm certainly a huge horror fan. I love when horror is recognized, which was one of my main goals for creating the Fright Meter Awards. But without further ado, without listening to me ramble here, I did want to go through our Best Supporting Actress lineup and just give my commentary on here in each of the nominees. Last year's winner was Tracy Lords for her performance in Excision. A very deserving winner. Overwhelmingly was the choice last year. There wasn't even really a close competition, which this year I'm excited because the competition is close. I think any one of our 5 nominees this year could end up winning. Let's get to the nominees. Our first nominee is Nicole Kidman for her role, or her performance, her role as Evelyn Stoker in Stoker. We have Julianne Moore up for her performance as Margaret White in Carrie. Isabel Nalise is up for her performance as Lily in Mama. Tristan Risk is up for her performance as Beatrice in American Mary. And finally, Lily Taylor is up for her performance in The Conjuring. A great lineup here. Great lineup. Like I said, much more competitive, I think, than last year. I think any of these nominees has the chance to actually win. But let's start with Nicole Kidman, shall we? Nicole Kidman here. Come on, it's Nicole Kidman. Let's face it. She's going to be great in anything. If you haven't seen Stoker, Nicole Kidman plays a mother of a teenage girl who, the father, Nicole Kidman's husband, and the father of her teenage daughter, obviously, has recently passed away. And out of the blue, to the funeral, shows up their uncle, his brother, Charlie Stoker, a very charismatic young guy that comes into the family and really, with his charisma and with the air of mystery about him, really is able to kind of capture the feelings of Nicole Kidman's character. What I liked about Nicole Kidman's performance really has nothing to do with her performance. It's just the fact that I like that she took this role. Nicole Kidman has always been an actress that, despite her popularity, chooses roles that I think that intrigue her, despite the budget, despite the director who's involved, how much money she's going to make. She really takes the roles for, I think, what she can do with them. And even though I'm going to say she's not the standout in this film by any means, she does give a very very good performance. It reminded me a lot of her performance in Birth a few years back. I don't know if you've seen that movie or not, but reminded me of that, her performance there. Subtle, yet effective. Some great scenes towards the end of the film, but definitely a nomination that I think is worthy. Despite some groans at, oh, it's Nicole Kidman, but it's a worthy performance, worthy nomination. In the same line, same vein, we have Julianne Moore, another Hollywood actress who's been nominated for multiple Academy Awards. This time she takes on the role of Margaret White in Carrie. I got to applaud Julianne Moore for taking this role because Piper Laurie's performance is iconic. It's one of my favorite performances ever. I think Piper Laurie should have won the Oscar back when she was up for the Best Supporting Actress Oscar for Carrie. That's a different story. But Julianne Moore takes on the role. Let's get this out of the way right now. Is she as effective and great as Piper Laurie was? No. However, Julianne Moore holds her own. I like the little touches she gives to the character. She's not as over the top as Piper Laurie. She's a little bit more reserved. There are some great scenes of her with the self-infliction of pain on herself that are pretty effective. All in all, I mean, I think it's a decent performance. I think she didn't. She didn't. I don't think she attempted to match Piper Laurie. I certainly think she did a lot more with the role than Patricia Clarkson did a few years back in the television remake. Patricia Clarkson's performance was way too reserved. And I think Julianne Moore found that balance between being way too reserved and way over the top. So it's a great performance. So definitely a worthy nominee. The next nominee is perhaps our youngest nominee ever, one of the youngest nominees ever. I can't find her exact age, but it's Isabel Nalise for her performance as Lily in Mama. There was two young performers in Mama. There was Megan Carpenter and then Isabel Nalise. Isabel Nalise was the younger character. Child actors are always iffy. But I think that Isabel earned her nomination simply because for a young actress, I think she was able to capture the emotions, the fears that her character was going through brilliantly. She held her own against Jessica Chastain, and that's no easy feat. But, particularly towards the end. See, I'm trying to do this commentary without spoilers because I know people get pretty mad about spoilers. But towards the end of the film, I thought Isabel Nalise was brilliant. In a few scenes. So definitely a worthy nominee. I mean, don't let her age fool you. She's in the running for this award. Next, probably the most interesting performance in this bunch, Tristan Risk for her performance as Beatrice Johnson in American Mary. Personally, I found her performance one of the more memorable things about American Mary. American Mary is up for several awards this year, deservingly so. But Tristan Risk was one thing that really stuck with me. Her performance could have easily been a caricature because, let's face it, she's playing a character who wants to be Betty Boop and has been surgically altered to look like Betty Boop. So I think that in the hands of a lesser actress, this performance could have come off as being extremely hokey and a character, like I said, caricature instead of a character. However, Tristan Risk is able to subtly give the role of Beatrice some humanity, and we start to feel sympathy for her and her actions, her intentions, even though they certainly aren't what we would consider moral intentions. We do feel sympathy for her. We're able to relate to her character. And she is a great counterpart to Catherine Isabel's performance. And I really like Tristan Risk's performance here. I think that it was a performance that's memorable, that she gave a unique twist to, and it's definitely one that I believe is definitely in the running for the award. Like I said, this is a tough category. Let's be honest here. And last but certainly not least is Lily Taylor for her performance as Carolyn in The Conjuring. The Conjuring ended up with the most nominations this year. It had 13, one in every category, which is a record. Lily Taylor eased in very easily into this category. I'm glad that she ended up in the supporting category because I know when the film came out, the committee had some discussion about whether she was lead or supporting, and ultimately her nomination came out of the supporting category, which I think is where she rightfully deserves to be. Lily Taylor is an actress that she caught my attention when she was on 6 Feet Under and playing Lisa. She's an actress that has that quirkiness about her. She sort of reminds me of a Sandy Dennis type actress that has the quirkiness, the voice, the mousy look to her. And I thought that suited this role in The Conjuring perfectly. Because she was someone that Lily Taylor is just someone you have to like. You like her. She opens her mouth. She has this genuineness about her. And I think that transitioned well into the character of Carolyn. So when these evil forces started to take over and embed themselves in her life, I think the audience was much more easily able to buy it and to feel sympathy. Because when we're looking at acting, believability is a huge component. If you look at these 5 performances, all of them have that in common. They're believable. And Lily Taylor has probably one of the more challenging performances of the bunch because of the emotions she has displayed, particularly towards the end of the film. But I thought that she was great. I thought her vulnerability paired with the intensity required towards the climax of the film, I thought she nailed it. So that's my thought on the 5 nominees. Who's going to win? Honestly, I don't know. It's up to the committee member. I won't find out until February 22nd in Pensacon. So you can certainly comment and share your thoughts on who you believe should win. Before I go, a couple of performances that I thought should have made the cut, or maybe I shouldn't say that. Maybe surprised didn't make the cut. That came close. The first one, Meg Foster in The Lords of Salem. Surprised that she didn't make the cut. Close, but didn't make the cut. Lin Shaye for Insidious Chapter 2. Lin Shaye won 2 years ago for her role in Insidious, and though this role was a little smaller, I think that she nailed it just as good as she did in the first film. So surprised to see her not make it. So who are you surprised to see? Again, share your thoughts. Hit me up. Visit www.frightmeterawards.com. If you're interested in being on the Fright Meter Awards committee, we are always looking for horror fans who are who fit in well with our committee and commit to nominating and voting for these films each year. The only requirement is you gotta watch horror movies. Who doesn't love to do that? Anyways, thanks for taking the time to watch this, and you'll be hearing from me again. Next up will be Best Supporting Actor. All right, take care. Bye-bye.